the summer months, your pool is going to require your attention, particularly when it comes to keeping it sparkling clean and ready for guests and family. To make sure that happens, we recommend you pay attention to the following things on a regular basis. First, is the water moving slowly? Is the filter's pressure gauge spiked above 24 psi? If so, it's probably time to break your filter down and hose off your cartridge. Here's a step-by-step guide to cleaning your Stay Right filter. First, and possibly most important of all, when performing any maintenance to the filter, it's very important that you shut off the power to the pump first. Once you have shut off the power, you can then proceed to remove the pump basket, hose it out thoroughly, and reinsert it with the large hole facing the pipe's entry. If the basket doesn't set in flush, the basket has not been inserted correctly and will not allow the cap of the basket to be closed and locked. Next, the filter itself is filled with water, so to keep from getting soaking wet, go to the filter and unscrew the drain plug found at the base of the filter itself. You can do this easily by grabbing a screwdriver to loosen, then unscrew by hand. The water will then pour out. Once you have allowed the water to run out for a few minutes, begin unscrewing the 7 clamps around the filter. They will come completely out of their fitting when loose enough. Set them aside. The water from the filter should be almost all out by the time you finish unscrewing and removing the clamps. Just to be safe, and so you won't get soaking wet, let all the water run out. But it's okay to open the top of the filter if only half of the water has drained out. Now you'll want to remove the top of the filter. There will be pressure, so it might take some strength to pull it off. Once released, move the top off to the side and check the large filter cartridge inside. You should see that it has collected quite a bit of debris. To remove this cartridge, just grab with 2 hands and pull it out. Set it aside and hose it off. While the cartridge is out, check on the O-ring and make sure it's in good shape. Be sure to clean it off with a rag before reinstalling. Next, you'll want to check the rim around the filter for a buildup of the diatomaceous earth. This rim and the inside of the filter will also be cleaned out with a hose. Now you have a clean cartridge and a clean filter. Set that cartridge back in place and give it a little twist to set in place. You'll notice there's an arrow on the top. That arrow will line up with the plumbing lines and will direct you where to set the cartridge so it's securely back in place. Don't move on until you're sure the cartridge is secure. Next step, the O-ring will need to be put back in place securely. And then the top of the filter goes back on. Make sure the grooves line up and that both halves match. These grooves are guides for the clamps. You'll then need to get those clamps with their large screws and put them back in their guides. Tighten the screws, first loosely, and then go around the filter in a cross-hatch pattern to tighten securely. Now that the filter is back in place and the screws are tightened, don't forget to put that drain plug back in. Then you'll need to turn the filter pump back on to get the pool running again. Once you have completed the cleaning, you'll also need to recharge the filter. So get your bag of diatomaceous earth and replace what was rinsed out in the cleaning with 9 large orange cups or 9 pounds of the diatomaceous earth powder, 1 cup at a time. You should do this immediately after turning the pump on so debris do not get caught in an unprotected filter cartridge. To recharge the filter, you put all 9 pounds of the DE, 1 cup at a time, in the closest skimmer location to the filter. Add a cup and then swirl your hand in there to make sure it's dissolving and moving through the system. The job of the DE is to coat the filter and catch debris as they move through the system, returning clean water to your pool. Once this is complete, your pool should be back in good working order. The pressure on the gauge should be back to normal, and the pool's water will be moving at a normal pace.